Hi, this is Steve from LZ23 Strength, and this is where we exert ourselves, we elevate our health, and we evolve in our mind and body. Today we're going to be talking about leg strength and how vital leg strength is for aging well. This is an area sometimes that we might take for granted. We might feel pretty good and we get around and about and don't have any issues. And one day it kind of sneaks up on us as we age, where all of a sudden can't do something that used to be pretty normal, and all of a sudden it's very difficult. And we all have opportunities in life where we're going to climb stairs, go for walks, and we don't ever want to lose that. Even if we're 60, 70, 80, 90 years old, we want to have that independence, mobility and independence. And it's interesting, just this past weekend we were at a local county fair, and as I mentioned before, I'm quite the observer of people, and again it's very shocking to see how many people are physically compromised, where they're riding in scooters or little help vehicles, or they have canes, or they're limping, walkers, all sorts of assistance needed because physically their bodies are compromised. And I've mentioned this before, it's kind of was a driving factor initially for me, that I've seen so many people in nursing homes and often wondered, do they have to be here? And I can't say this as a fact, but I feel that it's a big contributing factor, that once people don't have the strength to physically move, it's a major contributing factor. Obviously there's other health factors that can come into play for people, but once your arms and legs aren't functioning where you can take care of yourselves, that's probably driving people to have the need of a nursing home. So having that independence, even something simple as driving, getting in and out of a car. I've mentioned my mom before. She's 87, and for 87 some would say she does pretty well, but it is a major struggle just to get into my vehicle for her. And she had to move out of a previous apartment to her new apartment because climbing in and out of a bathtub to take a shower, it was very difficult for her. She had knee replacement probably 15 years ago, and at this point I don't think that's even an option again, but her knees hurt, just the physical inability. So that definitely plays a major factor, having leg strength, being able to do things. One important area to consider this is as I mentioned, climbing stairs. Peter Attia, who I reference a lot, I've learned a lot from him, so I reference him a lot. Something I never thought of before from him, but things like stepping down a stairs or stepping off of a curb. A lot of times that's where aging individuals have a major struggle or difficulty, or experience falls. Because they don't have the strength anymore to catch themselves or to stop themselves, and that's called eccentric strength. So that's an area to give attention to. Fall prevention, leg strength is major in preventing falls, because the strength is going to help you to keep balance, have reflexes. If you do have a sudden movement, that if you don't have leg strength, it could end up being in a fall, and falls are the leading cause of injury and even death in older individuals. You might even know people who've broken hips or their femurs because of a fall, and a lot of times that'll lead to permanent disability of some sort or another. There's a lot of statistics that we've mentioned before, that individuals are more likely to If you had pain, you're more likely after a fall to need a cane or walker. If that was the case, if you started that way, you might need to be in a wheelchair. But it's going to greatly affect your quality of life. And we don't want to just be alive, we want to thrive. So leg strength is something that's critical to consider, and there's many exercises. We'll try to talk about them more, display them more in another video. For now, we're just trying to emphasize the main point of how important it is to have leg strength. And squats are probably one of the most basic, and there's a whole variety of ways that we can do squats, and you can do them at home. Some of the things that we're talking about, some people think, again, oh, I gotta go to the gym. Well, a gym is good because you can get a wide variety of leg exercises there, but there's still a lot of wide variety of leg exercises, particularly squats that you can do at home. Air squats, doesn't even have to be weights at first. Probably would be better to start than just get used to the movement. Doing them at home, and I had mentioned before how at work I'm doing that just for movement each and every day, every hour or so, doing 15 to 20 squats. So, and that I've noticed already that's helped my legs in general, even though I'm not doing it for that, but it's definitely been a benefit. There's other things that we want to focus on, not just the front of our legs, the back of our legs is our hamstrings, and there's something called RDLs, which again, we need to educate ourselves, and you want to learn either from a trainer or coach or videos. You can learn a lot on YouTube videos as well. It's RDL stands for Romanian deadlift. And it's a good strengthener of the back of our legs, our glutes, our butt, our hips, our lower back, our calf muscles. All of these things are things that we need to strengthen, and our 70, 80-year-old selves will thank us if we start in our 30s and 40s at least to start to implement these exercises. You won't regret it. Going to the calf exercises, just to show the wide range of benefits that you can get. If you're sitting and you do calf raises regularly, particularly after you eat, it can lower your blood sugar spike. And there's studies that people who nervously are always kind of doing calf raises because they're shaking their legs and their legs are going up and down, actually burn more calories. I think the only thing that it hasn't been proven that if you're purposely trying to do this, if it has the same effect, or if there's some effect because people have that nervous fidgety movement, if that's what's doing it. But try it. If you're working and you're sitting for hours, I'd like you to get up and each hour and do something, but as you're sitting there, you can still do calf raises slowly, fast, and it'll benefit your leg strength. So the leg strength is a powerful predictor of not only how long we're gonna live, but how well. And that's what we're trying to focus on here. I have mentioned that I'm a health span enthusiast, and that's the part I'm enthusiastic about, that we can do something to help ourselves. I mentioned before, I'm 60. I feel great. I want to feel great at 70. I want to feel great at 80 and beyond if possible. So implementing and doing things that extra in as far as movement and for leg strength, it's going to benefit us. Now, in all of these things, we're generally talking about physical benefits, and sometimes we don't think about this, and we need to, again, educate ourselves. The more we learn about it, then we can put two and two together. Leg strength is surprisingly linked to better brain health. There was a study out of London, it's called the King's College London study. They studied female twins, 324 female twins, average age of 55. And the key findings that they found from this was that the twin with greater leg strength at the beginning of the study showed significantly better cognitive function and brain structure preservation 10 years later compared to their weaker sibling. And that's pretty powerful when you think of the significance. Again, I'm not a scientist, But using twins, identical twins, it helps researchers to isolate the impacts of genetics and even early life environment, allowing them to focus on the role of leg strength and physical activity and cognitive health. So studying these twins and seeing that there was more gray matter, better memory, better cognitive function from the twin that had greater leg strength than the other twin who didn't. It's pretty powerful information. And it's not, we've talked about how important before grip strength is. Leg strength is equally important, but it's not the strength itself. It's really the process or the journey developing that strength. Because we're just not automatically born. Some are born with better genetics and more natural strength. But the idea when we're talking about these things is that it's what you did to build that strength. You obviously have done activities, you've done something in life to get that strength. So that process, and we've talked about this before, where we want it to become our standard of who we are. That, yeah, I'm gonna do things to work my legs. I'm going to do what I can to strengthen them. That's who I am. That's my standard. It's not, I hope I might do a little something here and there, but we set goals and we strive real hard to reach them. And while we may think we're focusing primarily on men, this is for women too. And actually men, myself included, I've always worked out, but my legs kind of been a roller coaster as far as how much attention I've given them. And now that I'm older and know these things, definitely giving them a lot more attention. For men, it's always we want our arms and chest and shoulders, but knowing how important the legs are, and actually the legs contribute to our upper body size and strength as well. It's, even though guys will really want to just focus on the upper body, the legs can greatly even improve the upper body if we give the attention to our legs. And working out your legs, doing the squats and lunges and RDLs and all the things associated with it, they help release hormones in the body that help the brain but help the whole body. Things like testosterone. For women, estrogen. These are hormones that are necessary to keep the body healthy, and as we age, those hormones begin to fade to a degree, and we need, the levels begin to decline. So we certainly need to keep that in mind. And for women at menopause particularly, it's a serious matter. Notice this statistic. On average, women can lose up to 10% of their bone density in the first 5 years after menopause. So bone loss is a critical thing that we all face, but women particularly at menopause have to deal with these things. And when that happens, then the risk of fractures, and particularly in the hips, spine, and wrist, increase significantly. And this report says that about half of all women will experience at least one fracture related to osteoporosis. So again, can we do anything about it? Well, exercising, resistance training, squatting, lifting weights actually builds bone. Things like jumping. You might think, well, jumping, boy, that's no good for your bones, but it actually helps build bone tissue. So jumping, climbing stairs, box jumping, jumping jacks, things that are good for us in general would be good to keep as part of our routine. And that's what women can do, particularly as they're entering this age where menopause is going to be an issue. Have to take proactive measures. And really all of us as we age, not only the resistance training, things like jumping, but our nutrition needs to match that, because as we age, protein, the way our body uses and benefits from protein, also declines. So we have to be cognizant of that and even increase our protein intake so that we can build strength, we can build muscle. For women, also need to be aware of calcium and vitamin D. so that they can have strong bones. Sometimes even for women, hormone therapy would be something good to look into. But it's crucial for women to be aware of the potential impact at menopause of what this can do and take proactive steps. And really all of us, that's what we're talking about in this video, that as we age, men and women, we all need to do what we can to strengthen our legs so that we can take care of our bodies. Going back to the testosterone and estrogen, something else that our bodies make is myokines. And I'll just give you, because again, I'm not a scientist, so I'll read this directly for you. Myokines are proteins and peptides secreted by muscle cells in response to muscle contractions. They act as signaling molecules, influencing various bodily functions and playing roles in muscle health, metabolism, and even potentially brain function. And they also can have an inflammatory effect, which that's something that drives aging, being the more inflammation that our body has, it drives aging. So myokines is another important thing that can protect us. These hormones can have a powerful effect in our lives. So try to keep that in mind, that the bigger our leg muscles, the more health benefits we'll have. We can even have bigger, better brains. So think of the domino effect that takes place as we're striving to get stronger, or striving to have better leg strength. Seeing the benefits both biologically and physiologically should be motivating. We can have better mind and brain benefits. We'll feel better, we'll feel stronger. Daily tasks might not be so daunting or difficult for us. It actually improves our mood, enhances our mood. Our clothes can start to fit better. We might look and feel better. The better we feel about ourselves, our confidence grows. It's all a win-win as we're striving to do these things. So truly encourage you, as we do at LZ23 Strength, that we want to keep exerting ourselves to elevate our health and to evolve in our mind and body. So with all the things that we talked about, remember, never skip leg day. And please leave a comment and subscribe. Hit the subscribe button. It's not that hard to say. Hit the subscribe button, please. And if you get a chance, if you like this content and you'll like one of these next videos, please take a look at that. And we'll look forward to seeing you another time.